Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am back here tonight with another requested reading, and this one is going to be on Chris Watts. I'm sure if you're here, you've heard of him. He was the awful man who annihilated his beautiful wife and his 3 children, and it's awful. It's a horrible story, and this is one that has just stuck with me since the day it happened. It was a huge case, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm not going to get into all those details, but that was just kind of a quick overview. Obviously, if you're here, you know who he is, but yes, I got a request to do just a general reading on him. From what I've heard, he's not doing so well in prison. I've heard that he's gained some weight and some other stuff, and it's not good for him. And honestly, you know what? Not to be a dick, but he kind of deserves it. He's lucky he's even still alive at this point. But yeah, we'll get right into this. Thank you if you're watching, and if you have any other requests or any other videos that you'd like to see from me, please leave me a comment below. And I would love to bring that to you, okay? I'm not the best tarot reader in the world, but I do the best I can, and I have had some accuracy. You can check that out on my Instagram with a couple people I've read on. But yeah. So I shuffled everything. I'm just going to lay it all out here. I'm sorry you can't see everything. I will do my best to try to show you. It's just kind of hard where I'm filming. I'm usually never home when I film, so I'm just trying to work with what I got. Okay. Everything's all laid out. We'll get started here. So Chris. Okay. I'm just looking here. Give me a second. I see one right here. Let's do 4 more. I'm going to do this one. So it's 2. 3. 4. One more. I'm looking. I think we'll do this one right here in the corner. Okay. So, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Judgment in reverse. 7 of Swords in reverse. 10 of Wands. All right, so we'll start here, okay? So we have the Knight of Swords. So as you can see down here, because I have my little cheat sheet tarot deck here, which helps me, because I've tried so hard to memorize all 78 of these cards, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, I just can't. I've gotten like half of them memorized, but it's still very hard for my little autistic brain to register all that information. So this is my little handy dandy deck, which I got on Amazon. If you're interested, some people have commented on it. But anyways, as you can see here, it talks about missed opportunities, feeling unfocused, rudeness, abuse, being arrogant, maybe some self-doubt. So, obviously given the context of the situation and what he's done, it kind of makes sense, and it's just so sad because this idiot threw his whole life away for a girl that he's not even with. Like, he's in prison till the day he dies. Like, you don't even get to be with Nikki. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. Like, he ruined his life for nothing. I know divorces suck. I get that. I know it's expensive. I know it's costly. But, this guy ruined his life for nothing. For literally nothing. So yes, he's had a lot of missed opportunities, and he's an idiot. I mean, straight up, he's an idiot. Not trying to be mean, but he really is. Like, he freaking ruined his life for nothing, and he didn't even get to keep the girl, you know? Like, come on, man. Crazy to me. So that's what I'm going to read that as. So next here, we have the Ace of Cups, and this talks about cloud of joy, emotional disappointments, block creativity, end of relationship, gloominess, and distress. And I'm going to tell you, I do feel like around him, like, this guy does live in pity. I do feel like he does feel guilty for what he's done. I know some people might not agree with that, but just from what I'm picking up intuitively, I just feel like it really sucks for him. I mean, this guy, he's lonely, he's isolated. He has just been completely shut out, you know, from the world. And honestly, I hate to say it, but, you know, he did it to himself. You know, it did not have to be this way. He could have been, you know, a normal, logical human being, as some are. Okay, not everybody, but some people. And he could have got out, you know, and maybe he could have been with, you know, Nikki if that's what he wanted. No, but instead he killed, you know, his beautiful family for nothing, for absolute nothing. And I do feel like his life is hell now. And again, I'm really not the type that wants to wish ill on another human being, but he does deserve to hurt the way that he's hurt others collectively, the families. And I mean, even, you know, us, like people like me who followed the case, like I cried over that shit. It's absolutely crazy. Like, this case haunts me to this day. You wouldn't have even seen it coming. That's what's so crazy. I mean, of course, you know, obviously, as we have seen, he, you know, definitely started to get very distant with Shanann, but everyone who, like, did the interviews, they just all said what a great guy Chris was. Like, it was totally out of left field. Like, you would not have freaking guessed. But, yeah. So I do feel that his life is very gloomy, and it just sucks. It sucks for him. And you know what? That's what you get. You know, how do you think Shanann's family feels? I'm sure it sucks for them, too. They lost their beautiful kids, you know? But Chris really does deserve to feel that pain, you know? I feel guilty saying that. I know I shouldn't, but he messed up a lot of people's lives that day. Ruined a lot of people's lives that day, including his own. Fool. What a fool. I could go on and on and on, but I'm not going to. So let's keep going. So next here we have the Judgment card in reverse. So yeah, right here talking about the guilt, the self-hate, inner critic, inability to face facts, and feeling down. And again, yeah, I do feel like this haunts him, as it should. As it should. Again, I hate being so rude, you know, and like dismissive of people's feelings. So I'm not that type of person, you know, but some people just, I don't know, actions have consequences, you know? Like, I still think he should have had the death penalty, but even death, you know, is probably too good for his ass. But yeah, he does feel that self-hatred, and I do think that he feels a little bit of guilt. Again, I know some people might not agree with that, but that's what I feel. Because life will never be the same for him, and it's not, you know? It will never be again. Okay, next we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. It talks about taking responsibility, confession, truth revealed. Maybe something, see, I don't know, because I don't think I think they definitely should have looked into this case more. And I don't even know, like, if we got the full truth. I mean, Chris lied multiple times. You know what I mean? So we might not even really know exactly what happened. Yeah, we know what he said has happened, but I think there might be a little bit more to it. Maybe something in the future could come out with this. I'm not sure, but I'm just kind of going off what this card represents. So something allegedly could happen with that, possibly. Maybe something will come out. Maybe we'll hear about it, maybe we won't, but I do think there's more stuff that we might not know the exact truth on. And if any other of my people read tarot and you see something I don't, please leave me your input, because I do not mind. Okay, so next here, we have the Ten of Wands. This talks about, having responsibility, duty, feeling burdened, exhausted, hard work, losing concentration. So yeah, it is hard for him to carry these burdens, but again, he did this to himself. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got what you deserve. But yeah, it does weigh on him heavy. I do feel that. All right, I'm going to take a quick sip of my tea. Okay, let's keep going. Just give me a minute. Okay, I'm going to do this one right here. Okay, this one. This one. Okay, and one more. I think we'll do this one right here. Okay. So we got the Hierophant. And actually, no, let me share them all before we get into it. Okay, and then the Queen of Wands in reverse. I hope you can see. I'm sorry about that glare. There's not much I can do about that, but yeah, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, and we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, and then the Chariot in reverse. So we'll come back here to the Hierophant. So I read this card as like kind of religious stuff, and as it says right here, religious beliefs, spiritual wisdom, knowledge, education, conformity. I do feel like religion has helped Chris cope with what he's done. I do feel that. That's what I'm reading this card as. I think that's probably one of the only things that probably gives him the strength to keep going, if that makes sense. I do feel like that is like a huge part, of him. Like that's like all he has to really keep him going at this point. So that's what I read that as. Maybe you guys see something there that I don't, so let me know. But yeah, that's what I'd read that as. Next here we have the Queen of Wands in reverse, and this talks about jealousy, being pushy, demanding, vengeful, hot-tempered. Okay. So this card, I'm going to go as, at least what I'm feeling. I mean, it is a queen, but you could still read it as male. I mean, unless, a female's coming through, which, I mean, who could that be? One guess, but anyway, I'm just going to read it from him. Unless maybe you guys see something else, but I do feel like he was a very insecure man. He was always the type to just kind of walk on eggshells instead of saying how he really felt, due to, like, fear. And, of course, he is very selfish. I mean, he killed his whole family, and now their family has to deal with this every day till the day they die. That's pretty selfish. And, vengeful. Obviously, I could see that, too, just with what he did, because what he did was unspeakable. Absolutely unspeakable. Just not even, what he did to poor Shanann, but his poor little daughters, and putting, oh my God, I can't even say it without wanting to cry, but putting those poor little girls in oil tanks. Oh my gosh. It makes me so sick. It makes me really sick. But yeah, that's what this card could represent. Like I said, there could be more that I'm not seeing. I'm not perfect with this, so bear with me. But yeah, That's what that card represents. And then we have the Knight of Cups, and this talks about heartbreak, deceit, disappointment, unrealistic turmoil, avoiding conflict. And obviously, he was very deceitful, and what he did was unrealistic. I mean, that right there makes total sense. Awful. Absolutely awful. But yeah. And then we have the High Priestess in reverse. And this talks about secrets, lack of self-trust, out of touch, accepting surface knowledge. I do believe there's more to this than we know. I do believe there are secrets. I don't think we know everything that happened. Like I said, they pushed through this case so quick. I feel like they probably could have investigated it a little bit more, but unfortunately they didn't. But I do feel like there's more information that we don't know. And like I said, I don't know if we ever will, know ourselves, but that is what this card represents. I don't think the full truth came out. And then we have the Chariot in reverse. It talks about lack of direction, not having control, just feeling powerless. And I do feel that is kind of how he feels. He's never getting out. He's stuck in those walls or behind those walls till the day that he dies. And it really freaking sucks to be him. It really sucks to be him. I'm going to pull 5 more and then we'll close out. Okay, give me a second. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Just messed that all up. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Death card, the Devil card, 3 of Cups in reverse, 10 of Swords. So we'll start here with the Queen of Cups. Again, insecurity, codependency, weakness, shallow, unnecessary drama. So again, very insecure man, which is really, I don't even know what I was going with that, honestly. But yeah, he's a very insecure man. And obviously had some weakness surrounding him, or I don't think he would have did what he did. And then unnecessary drama. I mean, what happened obviously was completely unnecessary. Like I said, there could be more with this card that I'm not getting, but that's what that Queen of Cups in reverse represents. We have the Death card here. So it talks about change, transformation, ending of a cycle, getting rid of access, birth, and also birth of new opportunities. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Some people might not like this, but I have this feeling, okay? Allegedly, I want to make that clear. I think something could possibly happen to Chris in prison. Could be tomorrow. It could be 10 years down the road, honestly. But I do feel, I almost feel, and like what I'm hearing in my mind is that like he's going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Like the wrong person is going to get a hold of him and they're going to kill him. Allegedly. I really, really feel like that. Wrong place at the wrong time, and nobody's going to be able to do a thing about it. I don't know, I really, really feel like that. Like I said, it might not be anytime soon. This could be maybe 10, 15 years down the road, but I really feel like he might have enemies a lot closer than he thinks. That's what I feel with that card. I really do. Allegedly. Next, we have the Devil card, and this is interesting, again, given the context. Obviously, it makes sense. So it talks about addiction, materialism, trapped in a bondage, dependency, discontent, powerless, limitations, restriction. I do feel, within the relationship that he had with his wife, he did kind of feel trapped. And obviously, I think that's why he did what he did, if I can speak. Obviously, the dude wasn't thinking because he ruined his whole life in the process. Like I said, he could have been a logical human and got out of this the normal way. Obviously, Shanann would have been devastated as she was, but he could have did this the right way. I mean, the way that he chose to do things was obviously wrong. But I also feel, too, that, like, he almost was, like, kind of hooked on Nikki. I mean, I think I even saw that, he admitted to that. Like, he was, like, hooked on her. He could not get enough of her to the point where he was willing to kill his whole family for her. It's just so crazy. But yeah, that's what I feel with this Devil card. It makes total sense, and he is the devil. I mean, look what he did. Nobody in their right mind would do that. I mean, you have to be evil to commit an act like he did. Obviously, there's not even a question to that. Okay, then we have the Three of Cups here in reverse, and this talks about betrayal, deception, neglected social life, and for him it would have been a neglected marriage, Shanann, and it's so sad. This is the thing that kills me too with this case. Shanann was willing to do any mother effing thing to keep him, and it is so sad. She loved that man so fucking much, and he just shit all over, and it's just so sad. He betrayed her, he was deceptive with her, he neglected her, he was cheating on her. I love you, Shanann, Nico, Bella, and Cece, and I hope you are resting in peace, and I'm so sorry that this happened to you. I'm so sorry. What a nightmare. What an absolute nightmare. And then we have the Ten of Swords here. Talks about mental breakdown, ruin, failure, bitterness, being exhausted, collapse, betrayal, deep wounds. So yeah, I do believe that this guy is screwed up for life, and again, as rude as this may sound, I guess he doesn't deserve any less, he did a horrible thing, and he hurt a lot of people in the process and ruined his life for nothing. And he's going to have to carry those swords in the back to the day that he passes away. But, yeah. That's what I got for this reading. I hope it helped. And we'll see what the future brings with him. But, yeah, that's what I got. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you have any other requests, please leave me a comment below, and I will get to it as soon as I can. And I thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.